Newsload London presents.
Hi, I'm Reese Rivera from Green City Aquaponics, and we have Ben from Bic Souvlaki.
Everything we try to do at Bic Souvlaki is basically your basic Greek food to a high degree of quality. I don't know how much degree or experience you have having Greek food in your life.
Very limited for me.
Have you ever had souvlaki of any kind, or a
Yes.
gyro or anything like that?
Right.
Okay. Have you ever made it in your life?
I never have.
Okay. Now, a lot of people don't really understand what souvlaki truly is.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what we'll be doing today is chicken souvlaki, which are going to be these chicken skewers here. We're going to fry them up nicely. We're going to put them into a nice wrap
Okay.
with some things here. Well, it's probably easier to show you than to tell you. The very first thing I'm going to do is get the pitas ready. The pitas, grab some oil. We're going to put a little bit in the pan and get it warming.
Okay.
This will be a little bit different than how we do it back in the shop, but we don't
I
have
think
all the
it's this
equipment
one.
there.
There.
We don't have all the equipment here that we normally have.
Yeah, because you usually do it on a fire grill, yeah?
Yes. This will get the job done too.
But that fiery, almost caramelization of the meat is really delicious when you're wasted at 3 in the morning.
You've been
Yes.
here. You've
Yes,
visited.
yes, I'm a big fan of
that's-
Bic's.
Bic Souvlaki is that little place on Richmond Row that nobody knows, but everyone remembers.
Yes.
So everyone would be like, oh, well, I don't know where that is. Like, oh, across where the tracks from Hollywood. Oh, yeah, I was so wasted when I was there. So every day is a different adventure at Bic Souvlaki.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you
Oh, I
have some
bet.
very interesting characters. Like 15 years ago, I'm dating myself a little bit, but just envision, like completely intoxicated, sitting on the picnic bench outside, leaning forward so I don't get any zhub on me and just like, souvlaki!
That's the way to go, though, right?
You're not the only one. This is what we call a Tuesday.
And that's what you call it Tuesday.
So-
It's any day, really, of the week.
There is no shame in being a customer at Bic Souvlaki.
It's a university town, so there must be a lot of kids on a Tuesday night doing the Richmond Row, and smelling the chicken is just so and there's onions in it, and it's just so fragrant coming out of your restaurant
This
that
bellowing smoke
Yeah, yeah.
that entices everyone,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people are just ones who are wandering by for their first time. It's like, this smells really good.
it does.
What are you making? I'm trying to peek over the top here. You can get that quick flip there. Okay, sorry. And that always begins the story of, I remember the first time I came, and there are people come, oh, you gotta come and you gotta try, which is the only reason why I really think that the business is here after all this time is really just for the fact that the place kind of markets itself for the most part.
And
One
it's
person's there and trying to bring in other people.
And it's very important to put such nutritious and delicious stuff in your intoxicated being.
It's true, but I'm pretty sure that most of the customers don't even really see it that way.
No, it's good to put food on an empty stomach, especially if you've been bouncing for 3 hours like a lot of those kids. By golly.
Oh, that is sounding quite nice. I like that sizzle there.
Ah, it smells really good.
Well, this is just the first part for right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to do 2 more.
Now, would it be better if you use more oil, or is this an adequate amount of oil?
I don't want it to be too greasy.
Okay.
Throughout it all, I know that we get the stigma for doing late night food, but the stuff we put out is not meant to be super greasy pang in your gut.
Right.
That sort of gets back to where I was going, where I was saying that we serve simple things to a high degree of quality, and it's not going to be, if it feels greasy and heavy in your gut after you're done, I've done something wrong.
Okay.
In fact, there should be nothing that you eat in Greek food that should ever come across like that. In fact, if you ever think about Greek food, almost always think of things that are light and crisp. No one ever thinks of the Greek salad as, oh, that's the heavy pit of your stomach thing, like that. You get some fresh lettuce and nice olives in there, Kalamata ones if you can. Everything that you should leave feeling better than worse. We're not fast food, even though we're late night food, and I really like to try to make that distinction whenever we can. We are not McDonald's. You might have to wait an extra moment or two for your food, but you will never regret the food when you get it.
And you never do. It's so delicious. And you know, my mouth just waters just imagining the fresh tomatoes. And what is it? Is it what is the seasoning that you put on? Is that
sorry, but I got it. The Bic Souvlaki seasoning is a little bit of a secret.
It's an IP.
Yes.
all right?
But I can't get into
He can
that.
tell you, but he's gonna kill you though.
We don't want that. So we'll keep it secret. But the seasoning is obviously the secret and what makes the chicken so delicious.
Well, the chicken is delicious on its own. The seasoning doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt.
But is it the onions that you find that make it more fragrant, or just the combination of the acidity of the tomatoes?
It's a combination of everything.
Yeah, it's
There is no one thing that makes it. However, well, there are things I'm more partial to myself, like I like, or perhaps tzatziki.
Yeah.
But I still would not say that just because we have that makes it on its own. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's the whole combination of flavors.
Again, really, like being a chef is about telling that story of what you're cooking, right?
Actually, I'm finding that when I'm at the restaurant now, my life has sort of become about everyone else's stories.
Oh,
I'm sure.
you're like a bartender in a way.
That's almost the perfect words to use
There you
to
go.
describe what I do.
If I did
I'm
something
the
right today, that would be
I am
it.
the non-alcoholic bartender for the area.
Right on. Now, chef, would it be a lot easier if we just put the plate here on the side?
Oh, I'll be done with the pitas for right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be making any more of those right now, but we are going to get some of the skewers on.
Okay.
I'm going to put them in all at once, and for this, we're going to use the remaining oil I have. This is where
amazing.
part of the fragrance will come from.
All
You
right.
can see all the spices.
What kind of spices that you have here, chef? I can see a lot of green, but what are they?
Oh, well, we have some Greek seasoning that we season all our stuff, and then well, here for the purposes of this, they're already kind of pretty cooked, and I'm just sort of finishing them off here.
Okay.
But they get cooked and fried up in the seasoning. Stuff, I should probably ask if I'm not allowed to talk about exactly what that is, but they are a lot, but I can go and say that they are all traditional Greek seasonings.
Okay, fair enough. A little bit vague, but I mean, I guess we gotta take that.
How long have you worked for Bic?
I've been doing this, I've been at Bic Souvlaki for just over 4 years, about 4.5 years. And it's been a wonderful learning experience. I like learning about different foods and cultures from around the world. I haven't always been a cook, but I've ironically always been cooking. Ever since I was 13, even when I was just selling cotton candy for the London Knights, I've been active in food in some part of my life in some way.
Oh, excellent. And then how do you get started with Bic Souvlaki?
Oh, well, I've been working a couple of places, and I had some experience in the military, and the owner of the business, who had known me from back in high school, got in contact with me
Right.
and found out that I had been cooking, and he thought that it would be a good fit for me. And I've been there ever since.
And you've been there for 4 years. Definitely a great fit for you. Now, would you say that cooking is your passion?
I'm definitely passionate about
There you go.
this is true, but I like the way that food fits into that weird niche of the fact that it's something that everyone needs to eat. Food is not something that's ever going to go away. And at the same time, it's something that you can still have that can be fun and vibrant and bring people together. It's that weird thing that fits in that weird role between being social and then also a requirement.
There you go.
You have the three basic needs. We're going to talk about food, clothing, and shelter. But shelter and clothing don't bring people together and serve the same purposes the way that food can. A good meal can. And it can be a simple meal, or it can be a complex meal. And a lot of the times that you go back in your memories and think about the things that, the meals and the things that you really remember about your past are usually from the simple meals. You usually attach your meal to what you were doing. So you might remember that last time you had a meal with your mom or something like that, or something particular that someone in your family used to make that you love, and you remember that, oh, I'd have it whenever we did whatever.
Absolutely, like triggering, like fond
whenever
memories.
I can, I like to try to create those memories in whatever I'm doing. And the more I can learn about food, and the more places I learn about food, the easier I find that to be.
You were saying earlier, like you see quite a bit of characters, like from during the day, especially during the evening when everyone's a little bit intoxicated. Now, can you talk to us about like some of your favorite customers?
Favorite customers? Well, getting to favorite customers would start to name names, but I will talk about favorite things or more interesting things that I see at my business that I would never have guessed, and I'm pretty sure that most people wouldn't believe. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with where the stand actually is by the tracks, but in that spot, I have been witness to 2 marriage proposals,
Aww.
That's incredible.
which I'm not sure why you necessarily decided to choose
That location.
stand at the side of the tracks to choose that, but I'm honored that you did.
Yeah, there you go. It is an
memorable.
institution after all, right?
I've seen lives get saved.
Beautiful.
I've seen a great deal of things. Acts of humanitarianism and acts of compassion that I would not. Sometimes working there can be useful for restoring my faith in humanity.
Aw, that's lovely.
That's great.
And sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
The opposite side of the spectrum.
I have a window, and I try to treat my window like a television screen.
Right.
And every night, that television screen is a different show. It's reality television. I don't know whether it's going to be a good episode or a bad episode, but it's always going to be an episode.
There you go.
This is guaranteed. And I no longer have a problem suspending my disbelief on anything I see on TV because I can believe that it can happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's so interesting as well to, have such a exciting downtown area. Uber has now claimed that London is one of the top party towns in the world. Yay, Western students and their drunken.
And Fanshawe too. I mean,
And
come on.
Fanshawe, yes,
Yeah.
yes, party town. So when we make it on Uber's top 10 party, they obviously can tell that we need to take a car from one side of the city to another safely and maybe pick up some Bic Souvlaki on the way.
Along the way, absolutely.
Well, this is smelling so good. That chicken is browning beautifully.
Yes.
longer in the pan, but it does seem like it's come out nicely.
Yeah, I'm sure cooking over a flame grill is different. Mmm, so brown.
All right, chef, can you talk to us about how you assemble one of these?
Well, there's not too much that really goes into making a good souvlaki.
Okay.
Making sure that you take the proper steps to make sure that you do things decently, but the steps to them are pretty basic.
Right.
You can have a seasoned chicken. Oh, sorry, go on.
The celebration of the simplicity of the dish.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a firm believer of keeping things very simple as possible, right? And sometimes that can bring the most beautiful things as well.
The purity of the flavors.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this is sort of getting into where I was saying where the Greek food that we make, because we have to do it somewhat quickly, is not overly complicated, but it should never be sloppy. And sloppy is something that we all try to avoid to the best of our ability.
Because we eat with our eyes first, right?
This is true, not always of everyone who comes to visit us, but that's sort of the principle of it. Just because everyone might be a little inebriated doesn't mean that they don't deserve a good meal and don't deserve quality.
Absolutely. All right, so we've got onions, we've got tomatoes. Now for the onions, are those sweet onions? Can you use red onions? Are there any difference, like in overall flavor profile that you're looking for?
These onions are sweet onions, and I will be honest that we normally have, we're usually using, we're usually using our red onions, but for the purpose of being able to travel out here today,
Okay.
we made a slight modification on that. And also today, let me get some lights in there.
All right, this is coming along together. Now, this is bringing back some memories for you.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah?
feel like I'm 18 all over again.
Do a little treat, and we're going to make a little modification for you guys today, and we're going to put in some purple kohlrabi.
Ooh, excellent.
Celebrating local, we love it.
Yes.
And again, the tzatziki.
Oh,
Do not
my
forget
favorite.
this. Now, there are people who are not a big fan of tzatziki, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not truly properly finished unless you have some on there. We'll get on some of our seasoning there.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. It's really coming along. That's looking beautiful.
Throw in some microgreens.
Yeah, a little bit of purple kohlrabi, courtesy of Green City Aquaponics. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at all the colors.
You know what? I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, just lovely.
Here, I have another plate for it.
All right, excellent.
Oh, you've wrapped that before. You've done that a couple times.
At least
I
a couple
can tell.
times.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
Beautiful.
I love how you have that cone shape to it as well.
Gorgeous.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well, because of the inebriation and the level of coordination of our diners, it's probably best to try to give them something that requires a minimum amount of manipulation to eat it safely.
Absolutely, because our
Well said.
That's the most
ambidextrous.
diplomatic way I
That is well
our
said.
Our mobility is literally inebriated, so.
Amazing.
Now I can make some more for everyone else, but here, these will be for you.
Okay, excellent. Oh, you first, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Look at that. You see that?
All right, Chef. How would you recommend to start unwrapping this? How to eat it?
Okay. Well, here, I'm not sure how.
Oh.
What we're going to do is we're going to take from the top,
Okay.
and you kind of peel back from the little tent part that sticks up. And
Right.
pull down like that.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we'll continue to roll down from the sides
Oh, I
as you
see.
eat.
Okay, that's a really good way of
Don't
doing it.
unwrap it at the front, because then it will spill out on you like a taco.
Okay, we don't want it unraveling. All right, cheers. Chef, you're gonna have one? There you go.
Thank
Send
you
a proper
so
cheers.
much.
Hey, Ben, appreciate this.
Bic Souvlaki,
Right.
delicious.
Yeah.
That garlic, delicious.
The chicken, the tzatziki, everything. Well balanced. That's like you were saying earlier.
And even just warming the wrap just like adds a little extra crunch and I'm in love. Thank you so much for coming today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Our great pleasure. I mean, come on.
And it's not just for 3 in the morning when you're drunk, I promise.
Absolutely not.
Souvlaki is for any time.
Any time of day for lunch or dinner or an evening delicious snack. Thank you so much.
At Bic Souvlaki by the railtrack.